New submod, new me. Also, this pick goes hard. Welcome to another video on this channel. Today we are in the Sichuan submod that has like a few weeks ago, or was it even a month ago, has appeared on the workshop. It's a Chinese mod. So yeah, now this mod has beforehand had some Young China party stuff, some Sichuan warlord stuff, so you know, stuff like that. And yeah, now more recently they added another path, which let's just say, I guess you'll see for yourself what's gonna happen. But with all that said, let us begin. Destiny Rebirth, yes, and yeah, right now we can't really, you know, see the interesting stuff because, you know, we're first of all not on the right path, and second of all, all the cool stuff happens later on. So first of all, we have the standard Sichuan gameplay where we cannot build anything and have nothing, and we will suffer greatly. I honestly think Sichuan, out of all the Chinese nations, like, they suffer the most. They have it the worst, like, out of all these guys around here, to be aged. Maybe Shanxi too, but like, at least they don't have to waste all their political power on stupid opium and famines. But yeah, there's like barely anything to do at the start with Sichuan, so let's get right into it. Anyway, you know the spiel by now. Jigan Railway gets built, gets sold with other railways, and anti-concessionism and massacres and unrest, and League falls apart, and the Qing hegemony shatters, and wow, oh my god, my game starts finally. Anyway, Liu Sheng mobilizes, drought, just the best of the best, civil war, blooming agricultural crisis. I love Sichuan. I love Sichuan. I love Sichuan. Civil war. And yeah, now it's just important to make Liu Xiang win, so press all the decisions or like the events that, you know, are light gray. Or just be stupid in the war. That also works. Just make the worst decisions possible. And now after this event, it's gonna fail completely. Famine, let's do this, let's request help, let's wait for 40 PP to get this, and yeah. Now these guys lost, Chongqing victorious, yes. We got our army back, oh my god. And new focus tree, new me. Now all we gotta do is get all the way down there, which as you see, it's a bit, you know, looks a bit different. And also, you know, this focus, you know, that wasn't there before. Let's first try and get some of the political power here to deal better with the famine and be happy. Also, Liu Xiang is now a bit dripped out with the head and his suit. To not just be as every warlord is, you know, not really any ideological allegiance, just, you know, they're a strong man in the region. Liu Xiang has established the Morale Endeavor Society to kind of rope in a bunch of people and have somewhat of a legitimate base here in Sichuan. The general establishes the society to win military hearts, the beautiful land returns to unity. And as we grew our movement, there are some interesting figures that have gained Liu Xiang's interest. One of those is Liu Zongyun, who runs a Taoist temple preaching who knows what heterodoxies, fooling folks from miles around into believing he has some extraordinary abilities. Many generals are not too happy with Liu Xiang's endorsement of this strange fellow, and Liu Xiang even demoted Wang Lingji, a prestigious commander, for refusing orders from this charlatan. Well, the master speaks the truth. Well, let's try and get Shikang back under our control, so let's offer him an alliance. And we should be done with the famine now, so that's great and perfect timing. Now with all these reforms done and all these interesting figures in our midst, let's try and establish a government here in Chongqing under Liu Xiang. Well, looks like Liu Xiang is not really gonna make it. And now everyone's waiting on the status of Liu Xiang. What happens to him, only heaven knows. Well, and it would appear that Liu Xiang has died. Well, what's gonna happen now? Yeah, what now? Time to prepare the investigation, as his death was rather suspicious, and many are questioning if maybe he died by human hands, and many are already pointing fingers at the remnants of Yang Sen. But was it really them? probably. Let's focus on watching those bastards, the Yangtze remnants. Hesitate no more, must strike heavy punches. And also, let's bring opium under our control. I like opium. I like druid. After heavy fighting against this Yangtze remnants, it was revealed that there was no evidence that Van Haar had anything to do with Liu Xiang's death. Something isn't right. Just as Pan Wenhua was clearing the battlefield with his troops, they were encircled and attacked by a group of divine soldiers with disheveled hair and red belly bands, wielding homemade cannons and spears. Pan Wenhua had fought the Beiyang army, the Red Army, in his lifetime, but he had never seen such a suicidal formation, and at the helm of this formation was Liu Zongyun, who brandished a sword and smiled ominously. General Pan, Lord Fu's passing was an ascension to heaven. Are you, a mortal of flesh and blood, trying to obstruct the will of heaven? Liu Zongyun, f*** your ancestors. Immortal Liu, the sky over Chengdu has changed. No one expected that this immortal Liu, who usually only knew to chant spells and divine on his fingers, would overnight become the master of the provincial capital. In front of the gates of the governor's office, divine soldiers hold halberds and incense smoke curls upwards. Wearing an 8 trigrams robe, Liu Zongyun swaggered into the seat of power that Liu Xiang hadn't even warmed up yet. He declared that Liu Xiang had achieved perfect merit and was summoned by the Jade Emperor. For a time, officials are busy begging for talismans and the common people are busy kowtowing. The military and political power of Sichuan has actually fallen into the hands of a demonic priest. The common people are privately gossiping. This Sichuan is no longer Sichuan, it has simply become the netherworld. Victory of the divine soldiers. And yeah, now we are led by this guy's insanity. Well, and now Liu Zongyun has secured Sichuan and his government is held by 3 pillars. One of those pillars is of course Liu Zongyun. He is the spirit of Kong Mengdao. The other 2 pillars, well, one of those is Liu Chengshun, who was the former king of Xikang before being overthrown by Liu Wenhui, and he was convinced by Liu Kongyun that he is the descendant of Liu Bei. He is the fist of the movement. And lastly, the 3rd pillar is Jiang Shangpu, and he is probably the smartest person in the room. He is therefore the brain of the movement. It is rather questionably how this guy came to follow such a cultish nonsense, but well, he knows how to utilize this faith. Anyway, of course, these guys will now compete against each other. And with all that now said, let us begin forming our movement. First, we gotta subjugate the army as it's not fully under our control yet. And let's also bring opium under our control. I love well, and now Liu Chengshun got his revenge. Yeah. Liu Zongyun has locked himself up for 3 days. And when he came out, he had divined that a great catastrophe is upon us. Great chaos, unprecedented great chaos, the iron hooves of Dongying, the gunboats of the west, the iron cavalry of the north, everything will erupt simultaneously in a very short time. His 2 confidants have assured him that they will prepare before it descends. Only true faith. Time is running out. Doomsday is near. Descendant of the gods, today's Dharma assembly is different from before. The usual spirit writing brush, rag and sand table are not set up on the altar. Instead, a 3-jung tall bronze cauldron has taken their place, burning unknown spices with thick smoke billowing straight into the clouds. Liu Zongyun is wearing a bright red Dharma robe, a 9-ridge crown on his head, holding a green dragon crescent blade. Yes, the very weapon supposedly used by the sovereign Emperor Guan. Of course, it's a newly forged replica, but the believers present do not care about such details. Bells and chimes ring together and Sanskrit chants rise from all sides. Liu Zongyun sits cross-legged before the bronze cauldron with his eyes closed, murmuring words. Thousands of believers present hold their breath in rapt attention, not even daring to breathe too hard. Suddenly, the smoke in the bronze cauldron surges emerges violently, enveloping the entire altar in a hazy mist. Holy Sovereign Emperor Guan is above, and now we can summon divine figures to aid us. Click to enter chat. What? So I would really like to actually read this chat here that we get now. My problem is that there are a lot of cutoffs because I feel like the translation is not really fitting into the, it's not really fitting into here because there are so many cutoffs here. It kind of sucks, but whatever. He's talking to the voices inside his head basically. Isn't that cool? And now there's Cao Cao also. Yeah. Crazy. And now it is really apparent that all of our three pillars have different ideas and hopes for the future of their state. Liu Zongyun wants to establish a theocracy. Jiang Shangpu wants to use the shell of Kong Meng Dao to install a modernized state machinery. This doctrine is the face, but the system is the lining. So basically, Kong Meng Dao is the state religion, while a system rooted in the rule of law and bureaucracy. And Liu Chengshun, well, all he wants is martial glory. He wants to conquer all the lands, so to let the whole world know the king of Xikang is back. How these territories shall be governed, well, not his concern. But now we will charge into Mount Tai and seize the damn throne. So let us start with Hunan while it is still not under Geely. Alright, first war of the day against the weakest of them all. I was not kidding when I said the weakest of them all. Alright, next target. Alright, we can summon some more deities. Let's draw a card. Oh my god, we got Zhuge Liang. Next target. And now also Liang Guang shall fall under our control. And this should also be the end of these guys now. And now the Qing are attacking us. Let's see if we can hold this. We did get pushed back a bit because they had all their might on us since, only afterwards these two guys got involved here, but whatever. Managed to hold off and also destroy a lot of their manpower, so it's fine. Now that sucks. Well, and there they go. Let's grab as much as I can. I'm gonna be across the Yellow River. I think that's the best thing I can do. I can take more, but screw that. As long as they don't get Nanjing or Wuhan, we're in green. Occupy it. I don't. If they occupy it, we're a bit cooked. Let's try and not make that a possibility. So let's try and rush for Nanjing. Okay. No problem at all, since most of the troops on the front line were losing. I also need Jinan, so let's try and get that. Please, Feng Tian, get the fuck out of my boy Shandong. Alright, minus 1 billion infantry equipment with that now. Of course, immediately tries to attack me. I hate that these guys are now a part of their government. I demanded their submission, they refused me, but accepted these losers, man. What did my wholesome Kong Meng Dao do to them, man? Anyway, just as one, let's drink a big toast. We've got like all the major cities we want technically for our movement. Beijing is to no importance to us. Jinan is more important here, and then either, getting some major city here, I guess. But yeah. And with Mount Tai being secured, the Yiguandao fell into disarray as Zhang Tianran is now dead. The Kong Meng Dao and Yiguandao share the same roots. However, Liu Zongyun never wanted to be ordered by the venerable master. And now with Zhang Tianran dead, well, it is time to integrate the rest of the Yiguandao into our Kong Meng Dao, swiftly according to the status. And now with victory having been achieved, it deserves a big toast. I won't be polite. Well, and now, due to us only completing focuses on his side, well, Liu Zongyun now stands at the top, and his vision for China shall be implemented. Hell, it's fucking over, bro. Can they, not involve themselves right now? Can they, wait, a second, man? It's not my fault they endlessly bash their heads in here. God, I have nothing right now. I need to wait until I'm, integrated all my stuff here, but... I don't have equipment. I have no other choice than to retreat all the way down there to, hold all this shit, basically. I destroyed every infrastructure that I can, by the way, so I hope that's gonna help. Now, all we gotta do is hold this line and continue to destroy Japanese divisions in Hong Kong. That's their punishment for taking the ports and making me retreat all the way down there. Already managed to push them back a little bit. Also, opium is now under our control. We can get some more stuff. Never mind. Do we have everything or... Yeah, looking at their losses, yeah, poor Japan. Poor Japan. Okay, how does the AI like manage to ruin my fun every time they naval invaded Hong Kong? Really? That's how far you go just to like not allow me to, you know, destroy Japan? You wanna win? Do you wanna win? No, you don't? Okay. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Alright, the loser that kind of ruined my fun a bit has capitulated. And yeah, with all this, even more losses, even less divisions. And holy god, they immediately capped after Shenyang fell. Hello, was there war support? Hello, was there war support? Oh god. And now we got Taiwan just in time for the fading sun to happen and be done with this stupid war. And this was the division template I had. Just before starting to push, I added the bottom row of soldiers. And yeah, what a united front. It was just me. Anyway, declare descendant heavenly kingdom. The heavenly kingdom of Confucius and Mencius has descended to earth. I think there's nothing more than that also. Actually, never mind. Descendant of the heavenly kingdom, unified, Liu Zongyun stood at the highest point of the altar overlooking the vast mountains and rivers beneath his feet. He did it in the name of Kongmeng Dao, in the name of the heaven's grace, in the name of Liu Zongyun. But unification is not the end. Unification is just the beginning. This world is falling into the Dharma decline age. Wars, famines, plagues, these are all signs of the collapse of the heavenly way. China is unified, China saved. But what about the rest of the world? Billions of living beings are still struggling in the darkness, still waiting for the light of the great way to shine upon them. We cannot sit idly by, Liu Zongyun announced on the altar, his voice amplified by the spiritual energy amplification array spreading across the entire city. The heavenly way is selfless, covering and sustaining all things. Since heaven has chosen us, we have the responsibility, no, we have the obligation to spread the great way to the four seas, to deliver all living beings and to save the world that is on the brink of destruction. Tens of thousands of believers below cheered in unison. Build a paradise on earth. No, a paradise on earth is too small. What Liu Zongyun wants is to save the whole world, save the common people. Oh my god, he's stripped out now. Even more stuff. Oh my, is that a world conquest? Oh, you got to be kidding me. Well, so our ascension continues, apparently. Time to reconquer the West. Kongmeng Vaijara prototype. What is this, bro? What is this, bro? What is this, bro? What the hell is this, bro? What is this? What is this, dog? Yo, I do not have the resources for that, bro. Well, invading Russia before it is a bit too late. Not really much matters, I guess. But yeah, whatever. Well, but now Russia's gone. We have the Heavenly Kingdom on Earth now. Yeah, there's like a few buffs here. Yeah, just a few, just a little bit. Alright, got some war goals now. We shall use them on these losers, which will drag us into a war with Japan again, but shouldn't be a problem at all. Shouldn't be a problem at all. And yeah, no problem at all. Oh my god, just let me annex them. Can't even get all their navy. Cringe. Alright, still got a war goal against Germany and the losers they are. So, yeah. Alright, India declared wonders. I did not get any notification that they like justified or something like that, so cool, but whatever. Pushed through here now, and now I'm fighting Russia to get over here to destroy Germany. Yeah, also I'm at war with everyone. Anyway, this is like not really much of a problem, since first of all, and all the buffs we have, especially with all the buffs we have, then also I have 1 billion equipment anyway, so what I don't care I'm wasting it on anything here. I almost made it all the way through Russia. Yeah, it's the next target down there, and yeah, I mean, I was fine, you know, getting the stuff down there, but like they wanted more, man. India especially thought, yep, let's declare war on this guy. I don't have fuel, by the way, and I'm trading already like a shit ton. Well, Russia's already gone. Alright, it's almost done. This is gonna be a headache. Okay, I actually have no idea when the last time I, like, you know, showed something here, but, naval invaded UK, destroyed UK, naval invaded up here, built some ports, went down there because I could not get any dominance over there because the ports sucked ass up there. So, now I'm here, now we're gonna invade it, and then we'll have a landing here, and then these guys can no longer, you know, chillax. But yeah, as you see, a lot of the red has been vanquished now. I also established some puppets. Some puppets get some special stuff, like these guys here, but others don't really. Russia, France, Germany. You can't really see it because, like, actually the black color is just, like I can't see stuff, man. But yeah, America's about to fall, basically. That's where we're at. Yep, now we're just gonna wait until the battle plan is done. What are the losses, by the way? I didn't check for Germany. Okay. Oh, so now you offer peace. So now you offer peace. Okay. No, sure. No. Okay, yeah. Destroyed Philippines, and now it's just these losers that cling onto Papua New Guinea, bro. I hate that so much, man. I don't even know what I like. It's open here, to be honest, because I don't really care. Just rush for their stupid cities, and that's gotta be it. Oh my god, that's so annoying. Like, I had to get these islands, man, until they finally capped. What is wrong with these guys? It's a colony, by the way. Just putting it out there, you know? These guys are like a colony, you know? Peace at last. Finally, the focus is unlocked. Oh my god. I just read what it does. Fuck. Can I cancel? Please. I didn't read. Oh my god. We're gonna deck on everyone. Anyway, I have puppets. Who's like not a puppet? All of South America. Why do I have this? I don't care. Anyway, now we're gonna declare war on everyone. Oh man, why am I doing this? I don't wanna do this. I don't wanna do this, bro. I don't wanna do this, bro. I don't, please. Oh, why are you like this? Oh god. All right. Big cut because that's kind of, you know, annoying to show me, you know, kill all these losers. But Hawaii is the last one, and also I kind of realized I didn't really use this mechanic. Also mainly because my dumbass thought if I like because of the timer they're only there for like a short time. No, they're there forever. The timer's just there so that you know, can't get another one. So, you know, could have used this funny mechanic of letting my army be led by descendant of the true spirit. But, yeah, I mean, at least I used Chow Yun a bit, so. But yeah, bye-bye Hawaii, bye-bye Hawaii. And now we've done a world conquest, basically. I think so. Why is the focus not working? Is there someone else still that's like not under my faction? Oh, right. Should be everyone. Or did anyone here become got rid of puppets? Because that focus should, you know, work, right? Or maybe I have to like wait a sec. We'll see. I know what the issue is. I forgot about that, but I kind of traded them in to be in the faction, which they're not a puppet. That's the problem. I'm just gonna use state transfer tool, but I think I can't make them get kicked out of the faction right now. I can't. Actually, can I add rule? No, they're not socialists, so whatever. I'm just gonna annex them like this, because even if I now put them out, justify what's it gonna do? Nothing much really. But good that I remember that, actually. Should have also looked at the focus and not done that, but whatever. Now it should be like owns everything. So yep, okay, at least that is not done. Don't know about the war thing. Maybe it's just like a timer that checks if you're at war. So might have to wait for that. Yep, okay, here it is. End of the War of Awakening. It's over. The War of Awakening, this insane holy war that swept the entire globe, is over. The flags of the expeditionary forces were planted across the 5 continents and 4 seas. The last resisting country surrendered 3 days ago. The instrument of surrender was filled with Kongmengdao scriptures. Because the document was drafted by the Kongmengdao side, the other party only needed to sign it. The world is unified. In the name of Kongmengdao, in the name of Liu Zongyun. What was the cost? No one knows, or rather, no one dares to calculate. Devastated lands, cities burned to ruins, countless mass graves, all were purified by the magic arrays of Kongmengdao scripture masters, then sealed away in the Heavenly Way's secret archives, never to see the light of day again. When the news of victory reached Liu Zongyun, he was sitting on the altar meditating with his eyes closed. The disciples ran in joyfully to report the good news. Liu Zongyun opened his eyes. His eyes were still glowing, brighter than last time. Good, he said only one word. Then he closed his eyes again. The disciples looked at each other in dismay. They thought Liu Zongyun would be ecstatic, would throw a grand victory banquet, would announce the ultimate triumph of the Heavenly Way to the whole world. But he only said one word. Good, because in Liu Zongyun's heart, the War of Awakening was never the endpoint. The War of Awakening was merely a sacrifice. A sacrifice made for what comes next. Have the gods awakened? Beginning of the great harmony, we will meet again. And now, our final focus. Salvation Ascension Day. Let us unify completely. Path of Ascension. Liu Zongyun issued his final order as the ruler of the human realm. In Sichuan, where it all began, built an unprecedented altar, not an ordinary altar, but a towering altar reaching straight into the dome of heaven. The blueprints for the altar were drawn by Liu Zongyun personally, a 9-tiered high platform, each tier corresponding to a level of the heavenly realm, an offering table at the top of the platform with giant statues of Confucius, Mencius, the Jade Emperor, and Shakyamuni Buddha placed at the 4 corners. In the very center of the offering table, a space was left for one person. The altar took 3 months to build. Hundreds of thousands of people worked day and night without stopping. Building materials were shipped in from all over the country. No, from all over the world. Holy stones from Jerusalem, river sand from the Ganges, volcanic rock from Mount Fuji, marble fragments from the Acropolis of Athens, sacred relics of all human civilizations were requisitioned and built into the wall of the altar. The Heavenly Way knows no bounds. Liu Zongyun explained the altar for ascension must encompass everything in the world. On the day the altar was completed, there wasn't a single cloud in the sky. The sunlight shone straight onto the offering table at the top, reflecting blinding golden light. Liu Zongyun ascended the altar. He wore a pure white Dharma robe, barefoot, uncrowned, holding no staff. Starting from the lowest tier, he walked up step by step. With each tier he passed, the accompanying scripture masters knelt behind him, no longer following. Reaching the 9th tier, only Liu Zongyun remained alone. He stood in the center of the offering table. The 4 giant statues looked down upon him. The whole world was watching. Liu Zongyun took a deep breath. And then he began to chant. No one could understand what he was chanting. It was not any known language, not Chinese, not Sanskrit, not Latin, not any human language, but everyone who heard it felt as if they were just about to understand it just a little bit more, just a tiny little bit. Wait and see. Resonance. Then the sky tore open, not a metaphor. The sky, that azure sky overhead, was torn open from the very center like a piece of cloth. The rift began spreading from directly above the altar, expanding in all directions at a visible speed. The edges of the rift were not black, they were a color that had never appeared in nature before. Human language has no vocabulary to describe that color. Those who saw it tried to describe it afterward, but everyone said something different. Some said it was a purple that made sound, sounds. Some said it was a light that tasted like metal. Some said he said nothing because he stared at it for too long and went mad. Sounds came from within the rift. Not one sound, but countless sounds overlapping together. War drums, thunder, the crying of infants, the sighs of old men, wolf howls, whale songs, bell chimes, artillery fire. All sounds echoed simultaneously, vanished simultaneously, and then echoed simultaneously again, cycling repeatedly, faster and faster, louder and louder. The altar began to shake. No, not the altar. The earth was shaking. The entire planet was shaking. Seismographs across the globe all maxed out in the same second. Liu Zongyun was still standing on the offering table. His dharma robe fluttered fiercely in a gale of unknown origin. He was still chanting. His voice, a human voice, somehow overpowered the countless sounds coming from the rift. Then golden light poured down from the rift in the sky. It was not sunlight, not any known light source. It was pure, liquid, weighty golden light. It gushed out from the heavenly rift like a waterfall, pouring over Liu Zongyun, pouring over the altar, pouring over the earth. Everything touched by the golden light began to change. Stones became transparent, metal began to sing, the air condensed into visible golden particles. The hundreds of thousands of believers below the altar, most of them had already descended into madness. Some were laughing, some were crying, some were rolling on the ground. Some stood rigidly motionless, their eyes reflecting the image of the heavenly rift. This was not ascension, this was resonance. The human realm and some unknown place had, at this point, achieved resonance. What happened? Calm. The resonance lasted for 7 minutes, then everything stopped. The heavenly rift remained. That rift spanning the dome of heaven did not heal. It fixed itself there, extending all the way from the skies over Sichuan to the middle of the Pacific Ocean. By day, it looked like a dark scar, by night, a glowing wound. But it stopped expanding, and it stopped making sounds. It just hung there, quietly like an eternal scar added to this world. Global panic continued. Nations, or rather the various provinces conquered by Kongmeng Dao, were all frantically trying to figure out what had happened. Scientists were completely helpless. That rift did not obey any known laws of physics. It wasn't a breach in the atmosphere, not an optical illusion, not any phenomenon that could be described by equations. It was simply there. As for Liu Zongyun, the altar was completely empty. After their resonance stopped, the disciples rushed up to the 9th tier of the altar, only to find nothing on the offering table. No Liu Zongyun, no dharma robe, no traces whatsoever. Even the stone brick he stood on was identical to the surrounding bricks. No footprints, no temperature, no evidence at all, indicating a person had stood there minutes ago. He disappeared, thoroughly, completely, leaving not a single trace. Vanished. The disciples searched the altar for 3 days and 3 nights. Found nothing. Where is he? This question spread from Sichuan to all of China and from all of China to the whole world. No one could answer. The heavenly rift hung silently in the dome of heaven, offering no comment. Where is he? Liu Zongyun opened his eyes. He stood in a boundless void. No earth beneath his feet, no sky overhead, surrounded in all directions by soft, warm, flowing golden light. He recognized this place. He had dreamed of it many times, but this time he knew it was not a dream. 4 figures walked out from the golden light. Confucius, square cap and scholar's robe, gentle eyes, nodding slightly. Mencius, noble righteousness, smiling eyes, cupping his hands in greetings to him. The Jade Emperor, golden armor and dragon robe, majestic presence, but with a trace of weariness between his brows. Shakyamuni Buddha, solemn and dignified, holding a flower and smiling exactly as usual. Zongyun, Confucius spoke. His voice was very light, like a spring breeze brushing through a bamboo forest. You have arrived. I have arrived. Liu Zongyun's voice was so calm, it surprised even himself. No excitement, no trepidation, no ecstasy, only a profound, peaceful tranquility of things falling into place. You did it, Mencius said. The central plains resettled, the world is at peace, and the Great Way has manifested. You've worked hard, the Jade Emperor said. His voice carried a warmth Liu Zongyun had never heard in his dreams. Not majesty, but compassion. Shakyamuni Buddha said nothing. He simply smiled, reached out his hand, and pointed behind Liu Zongyun. Liu Zongyun turned around. Behind him was a door formed of pure light, without a frame, floating in the void. On the other side of the door was even deeper golden light, as rich as liquid, as warm as a womb. That is your place, Confucius said. From now on, you are no longer Liu Zongyun. You are the Grand Pure One, the Heavenly Lord of Tao and its virtue. Mencius took over, the first true immortal under Lord Lao's seat. Liu Zongyun looked at the door and remained silent for a long time. Then he smiled. Not a maniacal smile, not a satisfied smile, but a smile of relief, like a traveler who has walked for a very, very long time, finally seeing the lights of his home. Good, he said softly. Good. He stepped toward that door. The golden light swallowed him. Warmth, peace, eternity. Liu Zongyun, no. The first true immortal under the seat of the Heavenly Lord of Tao and its virtue had finally completed his mission of descending to the mortal realm and went home. I have become an immortal. The path of Liu Zongyun ends here. What will be the future of the world? No one knows. Everything has met its end. Your soul has left its physical body, never to return. You are taken to that place. You gradually drift away from the mortal world. Your ties to the... Look up. The time has come to answer for your life. Are you grateful for this life? You are grateful. They have heard your answer. What did your life mean to you? Struggle. Man named Liu Zongyun, for what did you live? You feel severe gazes upon you. What have you left behind for the world? Change. Dead silence. Then the divine voice fills you once more. In this life, did you make the world more perfect? The world became better. What determined your fate? You feel that everything has reached its end. The soul of the man named Liu Zongyun crawls at your feet. You have witnessed his life. You know his every action, desire, and no one can walk the exact same path or make the exact same choices. Where shall he go? Everything and everyone will eventually become a part of you all. The same is true for your collective choice. The time has come. Where shall the man named Liu Zongyun go? He shall rule the heavenly realm of... whatever. The creation returns to the whole. The man named Liu Zongyun no longer exists. He has drifted into eternal oblivion. Up. And I think that is it. And oh my god. Up. Big lag since our focus is now completed, which probably annexes everything. So let's just wait like a second. Up. And now we have fully unified the world under one country. And yeah, he is now become a god. Man, what is this mod even about, dog? But yeah, this is gonna be the end here now. So, as always, thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. And please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. And see you next time. Goodbye.